Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this webinar on representing parents with learning difficulties and disabilities in care proceedings. I'm Reagan Persaud. I'm the webinar deliverer today. I'm a barrister at Spire Barristers in Leeds, and I do exclusively children law. I also sit as a deputy district judge and as a tribunal judge, and I am a tutor for BPP University. So, in terms of what we will cover today, we're going to explore the kinds of limitations that parents with learning difficulties can face. We're going to look at what the law says about how to properly support these carers. We're going to examine what's typically done in care proceedings and what best practice should look like. And we're also going to think about the challenges, how to challenge what is done in care proceedings and how to ensure fairness prevails. I think it's important for us to recognise that when we talk about learning difficulties and disabilities, we're only talking about actually a small percentage of the population. There are only about 2.16% of people who have a learning disability. If you put a learning difficulty into that as well, then of course the number is slightly higher. But they are a very small proportion of the population, and yet they are very overrepresented in care proceedings. We also need to recognise that people with learning difficulties and disabilities often have issues that are invisible. We can't always know what their issue is very easily. Even experienced lawyers can sometimes not be able to spot these things very quickly. And so that makes the process a little bit more difficult in itself, certainly in terms of finding out what the right support package might look like. Parents with learning difficulties and disabilities can also come with what the NHS describes as a profound and multiple learning disability. And what is meant by that is they can have these learning difficulties. They can also have physical disabilities, for instance, sight issues, hearing issues, issues with balance and their ability to walk. And all of that can compound on people and make things that much harder for them. They can have complex, therefore, health and social care needs, either as a result of the learning difficulty or disability or in combination with a series of other issues that may be impacting on them. So, when these parents then come to court, proceedings are issued and they're left in a situation where often they are fighting for their children. What we have to recognise is that these are the cases, I think, that are the saddest ones, because there's often no malice in what they're doing. They're not meaning to place their child at a risk of harm. They're not actually meaning to harm their child in any way. Often they're doing the best they can, but they are limited in sometimes what they're able to do without support or even with support.